Welcome back to my channel. It's Live in Color with me, Raven Danielle. And today I am so excited because I have a special guest, my dear friend and sister, Anello. Everybody say,
hey.
Hello, Anello.
Hey, everybody.
And today I'm so excited because she's going to be talking about never say never. I know there have been so many times in your lives where you've said you would never do this, this would never happen, and then guess what? It ends up happening. But a lot of times, that's the plan that God had for us from the very beginning. So I want Anello to kind of walk us through what life looks like when you never say never. So Anello, talk to us a bit about this.
I just want to say I'm so happy to be on here today. I'm Live in Color with Raven Danielle. Love her. So, never say never. There's so much to say about that.
Yes.
Oh my God. Never say never. So, first I want to start out with the scripture in Proverbs 19, verse 21. Chapter 19, verse 21, it says, "Many are the plans in a man's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that prevails." Now, as we go along life, we have our vision. We have our vision. We have our plans,
Always our plans. Always.
We always want to envision what something is going to look like, how it's going to unfold. And, we just have this picture in our mind. We have all these thoughts and all these ideas, and we go through hours of brainstorming, and not saying that none of that isn't wrong to do. It's necessary. Goals are necessary. But what I've learned in my own life is never say what you won't do.
Yes.
A lot of times our plan B is God's plan A for us.
True.
And there have been times in my life where I've ended up doing things I've never said I would do. I always said I wouldn't get into a restaurant business, into that field. I would never work in a hospital. And now I'm working for a respiratory company, and I'm working with medical teams to get patients to plan safe discharge for patients and provide them with respiratory needs. So anyway, that's completely far-fetched. It's total opposite of what I'm drawn to.
And guys, I know she always said she would never work for a hospital. She would never work in the medical field. And lo and behold, guess who had the last laugh? That was God, because he said she was meant to work there.
So again, never say never. And so I just want to encourage everyone, have your plans, have your goals, write them down, write down the desires of your heart. As far as where you are now and what you want to do in the future, and start working those goals, but keep the Lord as the center of all your plans. Be okay when he shifts your plan a little bit. As I said before, our plan B is sometimes ends up being God's plan A.
Oh yes. And I have to tell you guys, when it comes to this is such a relevant topic, because as I said before, many of us say, I'm gonna do this, and that, and I'm not doing this because this is the way I want my life to go. But when in all reality, God has a different way. But if we stay in tune, just like Anello was telling us, God will show us exactly what we're supposed to do. And when you stay in tune with God, it's not waiting for God to give you the answer that you want. It's actually opening up your mind to listening to the answer that he has, even if it's something that you don't want, because God knows what's best. In the end, he knows what's best for you. And I can definitely tell you, being friends with Anello, I've seen her in her field now, the medical field, the field she said she would never go to. And she is just flourishing. This place that she's at, she just does a wonderful job at it. And it was like, of course. It was like it was meant for her to do this. So sometimes you just gotta listen to God and say, hey, let me step back. This is your plan, God. You created me. You know all the hairs on my head. You know every cell in my body.
Yes.
You know what I was put on this earth to do.
He
so,
knows.
Exactly. He knows. Isn't he a good God?
He's amazing.
So,
Come on, Lord.
if he's so good, so if he's such a good God, why wouldn't you listen to him? I mean, it's literally that. That scripture that she shared, it's all about saying that we have our own plans in our minds, but we really have to listen to the plan that God has for us. So thank you for sharing that with us, Anello. Is there anything else or any other advice that you'd like to give our listeners?
If you're looking for an answer from the Lord, if you're looking for a specific direction, in any specific area of your life, just give yourself wholeheartedly to the Lord.
Yes.
And allow him to navigate. Allow the Spirit of God to help you navigate through life. As long as you keep him as the center, include him in the small things, include him in the bigger things. He says in his word that he will perfect those things that concern us. So he is concerned about every aspect of our lives. He cares more than we could even comprehend. And so just stay connected with the Lord, not on a religious level. Just talk to him the way we're talking right now. Talk to him, get to know him in the Bible, read about him, and then just sit quiet and allow him to speak to you.
Absolutely.
Get out of your head. You need times to come out of your head and to listen. And a lot of times he'll speak in that still small voice.
Yes. Thank you so much for that advice, Anello. That was great. I'm so happy that we had our special guest. We were blessed to have her on the show today. Everybody wave to Anello and say thank you so much for coming. So you guys know that I love you so much. I hope you have the most amazing day and look out for more videos to come. I love you, beautiful people. Mwah.